Hi there, I'm Eli J.T. Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters. I'm so excited. Cthulhu sent some really cool stuff. The Hastur MTL and the Squonk Genius. Check it out. We're going to open them today. It's going to be a good time. They sent the Cthulhu Hastur MTL RTA and the Squonk Genius. And I love the guys and gals over at Cthulhu. Thanks to them for sending this to review. I actually have already bought one of these things, so we have to give one of these things away. Somebody in the audience figure out a way for me to give one of these away on the replay, and then tell me about it, and we'll do that at the end of this. And then we'll just I'll just tell only the people who know, and then we'll tell everybody. I hope all of you are having a great day. I hope you can hear me all right. Everybody in chat, I want to say good morning. David Dixon, who we just saw on the Instagram Live. I was doing a little pre-broadcast, and nice to meet you. Good to see you here. TD Wester, Rain, David Harms, Josh, and Rain again. Hello, everyone. Good morning. I hope you have a delicious hot beverage to drink for yourself and a vape. I'm vaping on my iJoy kit this morning, and it looks like it's the Captain and the SRDA. Love the setup. Can't wait to open this thing. Oh, I didn't mean to hit the camera. Can't wait to open this thing. I'm going to match this thing with the Ultra from iJoy, which is sitting right here somewhere. I'll find it by the time we have to do it. There it is right there. And we're going to open this guy up and put some, I think, Nichrome 80 coils from our buddy Dan, Alienated Coils, on here. I'm so excited he sent these. I didn't have time to have any fun with them because I got sick for 4 days. We are back in action. So, how are all of y'all? I've been sick for so long. You guys know on Saturday I tried to do a show. Oh, it was so noble. I tried to get up and it was horrible. So, I've been pretty much staring at the ceiling for days. Went back to work. We're going to be busy for another couple of days doing a project. And then I'll have some time after Saturday, so it's so much better. It's cool. There's Josh Alvarez, Corey Turnbull, Stewart, Andrew. Great to see everybody. Good morning, everybody. Did I see Sammy Joe? Maybe that's Rain. Anyway, it's great to see y'all. So I got the Hastur MTL from Cthulhu, and it's funny because, like I said, I already bought one of them. So, like I said, you guys in the audience, while we're doing this, y'all figure out how to give it away in the replay. Just think of something for me to have everybody type in for the replay chat, and then we'll do that. Cthulhu has nice packaging. I like Cthulhu. This has got a great reputation. I don't know anything about this yet. We're just going to open it up. I ordered one because it had such a good reputation and because I was a big fan of the MTL RTA, which just didn't quite deliver the flavor. Apparently this is better. And also, we're just a big fan of Cthulhu. We've got everything from Cthulhu around here, pretty much. I can't think of anything offhand that we don't have from Cthulhu, but I really am down with that. Oh, so Rain is Sammy Joe. That's great. Great to see you, Sammy Joe. Good morning. The Hastur MTL is designed for mouth to lung and restricted lung hit vapors. It comes with 5 swappable airflow resistors, 1.0 millimeter, 1.6 millimeter, 2.0 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter, 3.5 millimeter. Bigger posts to reduce the size of the chamber. New and easy refilling system, which is top fill. You'll like this, guys. 2 510 drip tips with smaller air holes, 3.5 millimeters and 2 millimeters, and a food grade 304 stainless steel. And the designer says is Brian in California, USA. I have a problem with this design, but I'll show you guys about this. So the package is typically good, just like it is with Cthulhu all the time. I mean, check it out. It's nice. I'm going to bump the focus up here a little bit so you guys can see how awesome it is. The autofocus sucks. So the package is pretty good. It comes with frosted glass, 2 drip tips. This one's a little bit smaller. The actual tank, a toolkit, and an instruction manual. A very, very basic instruction manual that does not say very much, but it does tell you how to pry the resistors out and refill it. And a toolkit, and Cthulhu always gives you enough stuff in the toolkit. I wish that they actually would give you a squonk pin for this, if you can believe it. I know that sounds a little silly, but it would be kind of fun to have a squonk pin, wouldn't it? I'm not crazy, am I? Come on now. There we go. Focus. So all the O-rings, and those are the reducers for the airflow, and a tool. with a flathead in it. And here is the actual RTA. Very nice presentation. Extra grub screws. I believe they're flathead grub screws. Let's see. I'm going to bring this up close so we can have a good look at it. There's a couple of... I put it in the ultrasonic cleaner, so you'll have to forgive me just a little bit because there's some fingerprints and stuff on it. There we go. So that's the Hastur RTA. It's made of stainless steel. I've got number 4951. No, it's funny. I can tell you exactly what it weighs. It weighs 61 grams. But it feels significant. It's not lightweight or anything. It has a heavy base because it's got a stainless steel airflow inside here. You can dial this airflow down real low if you want to. It's a dual Cyclops system. And if you choose, like I said, you can dial that in really low. It is remarkable. The drip tip is a 510. And they give you these two reduced ones, which are cool. I dig that. They both have a single O-ring and kind of an unfinished bottom, I noticed. If you guys hadn't noticed that, I'm going to zap the focus back just a little bit. Yeah. So the fill system is kind of cool. You'll notice how this has a square, or an octagonal actually, nut on top. You can just turn this in here freely all the way around, but if you get to one of these two notches, it releases. Pops right out. So that's just press fit in there on the O-rings, and it goes under those little lips on either side. Oops, sorry about that. How cool is that? So you just press down on this. So there's a chance that some people who have hand problems are not going to like this. But it works pretty easily. It's not too bad. And with an... Hey, look, all you do is directly press down on it, like push down. This is basically enough pull for it to be enough, they think. It's a little bit tough, but I don't find it particularly hard. Let me just unscrew this thing for you. Take it apart. Hey, Chili Dog. Good morning, buddy. Yeah, Sammy. By the way, Sammy, your gift from the entire channel, Fellowship of Orbital Vaping Headquarters, is going to arrive soon. Your X3 and your Pulse 24 and your Revo tank. They should be there in 2 weeks. I don't know. They're shipping from Vaporal or from 3F. So this is the tank itself, and I just want to complain for a minute. First of all, these designs where this tank is elevated inside here are absolutely silly. That makes no sense whatsoever. First of all, look at how much space there is between the side of the chimney or the barrel and the side of the glass. That's an enormous amount of space. The glass isn't very thick. So you're losing quite a bit of efficiency just from being able to press e-liquid down to the bottom of this thing. Because remember, you have to get it inside that chamber. The liquid has to go inside this chamber. So elevating this up here and then putting a huge amount of space between here and the glass completely defeats the purpose of physics. Look at a better example of a thing that simply just works better. Look at the OMG CDA. Do you see the absolutely minuscule amount of space between the side right here? Oh, look, it came out the air holes. And the glass, that little tiny amount of space, it's minuscule. And the thing pushes all the e-liquid to the bottom. The very best example is probably the TFV8 and TFV12, which their RBA decks have the airflows horizontally all the way down in the threads. And that's where that should be. There's absolutely no reason in the world for it to raise up these chambers. And this whole argument about it being better flavor is absolute nonsense. There's no double-blind taste testing in vaping. So everybody who's ever claimed that has never done a double-blind taste test with this exact atomizer, with this on the deck, on the bottom, so that this helps this process of getting the e-liquid into here, or this raised up 5 centimeters. We're talking about 5 centimeters. You could move it forward and back in your mouth 5 centimeters to change the distance. So I don't buy it. I think it's just a nonsense style thing that looks silly. And the reason why it works at all is tolerances. You're not going to be able to put large coils in here. So that is a Brian N from California. That's a nonsense idea, but it's very trendy. So I know why you did it. It has a completely standard K-Fun style design with the cap and the chimney terminating up here. I really like this little top fill thing. I think that's groovy. It's got two little O-rings here. Yeah, just enough resistance in those O-rings. You just press down on there. And there is the actual deck. This bottom part is all metal. It's funny because that's all one big piece. It doesn't unscrew or anything. Actually, it might. Let's take the screwdriver to it. Yeah, I'm sure it comes apart more. Got to be able to do this, right? Wow. Wow. So, that is tight as shit. I don't want to undo that right now. Sorry, I was just torquing on that. That right there is super tight right now. And it's just for the moment. It's been through the ultrasonic one time. And for the first build, I'll just leave it alone. I'll take it fully apart later. After I play with it at least once before I potentially break it, which I could. That's the deck. It's pretty cool. It's a single coil deck. And it's got a pretty groovy sort of... Am I getting there on the focus? It's got a pretty groovy 4-post system where you can sort of put the coils wherever you want. So I kind of dig that. I think it's a good idea. By the way, if you're just tuning in, I'm Eli Juicy Jones, and this is Orbital Vaping Headquarters. We are looking at the Cthulhumod Hastur MTL. By the way, somebody was asking me yesterday how to pronounce Cthulhu, and it's pronounced Cthulhu, and it's spelled Cthulhu. So just in case you guys are wondering, you guys, I know I tend to educate when people want it or not, but Cthulhu, Cthulhumod, Cthulhu. Just say it outright, Cthulhu. So yeah, we're going to put some coils in here ourselves. It's going to be one of Daniel's alienated coils, nichrome, that he sent me. Some really pretty. These are so great. If you guys don't follow Alienated Coils on Instagram, then do. And there may be a link in the bio right here, or in the description. And I've opened up the correct one. I set one aside that I wanted to use. Yeah, a triple 26, 36 nichrome 80, 3mm alien, which looks absolutely fantastic. Look at those. Those are amazing. Those look amazing. And I love Dan's coils. Dan, shout out, buddy. You guys can always find him on Instagram at Alienated Coils, as I say. All right. Let's try autofocus, shall we? So, yeah, we're going to grab this. Take this, put it down here, clonk. Move the box aside slightly. Grab the vape nut stand. Zoom down there slightly. Because, geez, come on. Yeah. And then put a coil on. I'll take my hat off. I'm getting kind of warm. So, I'm so excited. Dan is making these nichrome ones for the first time lately, and he normally does stainless steel coils for himself. And, of course, he can do anything. I think a 3mm. This is a mouth to lung RTA. And for the first build, I'm not going to go very mouth to lungy. I'm going to put in like a 24 gauge parallel inside here later. But at first, I'm going to run this wide open. These are a little bit wide for this. Yeah, I'm not going to use those. Got to pick a different one. Only because I don't want to... Well, you know what I can do is take one of the wraps out, actually. He'll kill me, but I'm still going to do it. Yeah, and you know what? That isn't 3mm, actually. That's more than 3, which is fine too, but I need something a little bit smaller. So I'm going to hunt through. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Here is Yep. There's a mech coil. Here is a triple 3mm alien, which actually looks much better. That looks much better, doesn't it? This one? That's way smaller. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so here's a better candidate. Just going to compare these. And he made me some special coils, which were really cool, that I requested. That were just for testing purposes, just staples that I always use. That's another one from Mexon. What are they? Here they are. A bunch of 28 on 36 Canthal stainless steel and nichrome, just separate ones. Pretty excited. Super excited. Dan, you're the best. Can't wait to use those. Okay. So these are probably the ones we're actually going to use. They look way better. Triple 28 nichrome 90 on the inside, 38 nichrome 80 on the outside. Hey Dan, how are you? There he is. You're all here. Sammy's asking, are the coils covered by the price on the inside that I mentioned? This has just a big open deck in the middle. It's fairly easy to build, actually. All I've got to do is that. I mean, that's literally it. Didn't even really have to do that much. So these are nichrome 90 and nichrome 80 on the outside. I hope you guys have a cup of tea ready. I know I do. I'm just feeling these to see how these contours work. I'm going to put that one through there. It's easier a little bit if I'm looking at it in profile. I mean, this thing is certainly not hard to build on, Jesus. I have one pet peeve with these type of decks, and it's common to all these decks, but it's not a big deal. It's that you have to cut these things really trim to the size, or else you'll touch the cap. Just something to know. That's all. So we're doing pretty good here. All I'm going to do is tighten these down, put some wick through it, chop it. And then put the cap on. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. I apologize. It's because I just repositioned the camera recently. Be closer down to the deck. And boy, is it. I love single coils because they just set themselves. And I love Dan's coils too, because something about them. We're going to ramp this up real slow too, because these are nichrome 90. And nichrome 90 is very soft. I believe that's what he told me. Here are these extra. I like how you can pick any side you want to build your coils on. I also like the slight contour of the way this thing is shaped. All right, I'm just going to grab this with my hand and turn it. So right now, we've got most of the coils set in there. I'm going to pull a little bit of that back up through there. You see that's not set that well. Just a little bit of that comes down to a little bit of a U lag, which is not a big deal. A little bit looser. This thing has an incredibly easy and forgiving host system. Like, really, I mean, you can go in from the outside, or all I'm doing is shortening that up so we're past the kink. You guys can see that. Probably can't. All right, good enough for government work. Now I'm just using my tool to straighten up the coil. I still think it's a tiny bit low, but it's fine. I think my lead length is a little bit long for these, to be honest, and so I'm going to trim off a little bit more. To do that, I just unscrew these a little bit. Put my guide back in there, and then this time I'm just going to pull on these a tiny bit before I tighten them, which I didn't do before. I just threw it right down in there. And just because I did a double take when I first set it in there, I thought I wanted to space it, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get them set first. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to put this tool in through the top side there. I'm just pulling a little tension on that with my finger, to be honest. It's not any more tension than your fingers can pull. And then it's pretty secure once I do that. We're going to trim the crap out of it. Jeremy Fuchs, I hate flathead screws. They're so terrible. All they do is slip out all the time. Okay. Easy. Yeah. So we were so excited about the new clippers, and mine work absolutely fantastic. And then Dan bought a pair of these, and his first pair absolutely crapped out the first time. So I didn't have that problem yet, thank God, but who knows, we will. Having said that, I'm stoked that these work well. So remember, when you're trimming these things, trim these really close. There's my O-ring right there wanting to come off with the tank. It's okay. So let's trim these really close. See, that's not nearly close enough. I'm not flush, that's why. There we go. That should be okay. Now I'm going to go all the way flush. Yep. All right. That might be a little bit of a problem there, but I don't think so. We'll see. All right, well, so far, so good. The coils sit right through the middle. I mean, that was certainly easy as crap to set. So we grab Captain, put this on here. Let's see. Sammy, he was kidding. And you don't need to do a live stream showing how to properly use shitty, old, outdated, dumb screws. But I will watch it right after I watch the buggy whip tutorial, whenever I get to that. One day. Okay. All right. Yeah, looking good. This is going to be easy to wick. The problem is that the intrinsic design of this, it has a flaw. It's flawed in and of itself because it doesn't make any sense to raise up this. I've said this over and over and over, industry. It makes no sense to raise up the deck. It is contraindicated by physics. It makes no sense. There is no proof whatsoever except for people marketing new gear that this has any advantage. There is absolutely no proof whatsoever. I don't care what anybody says. It's BS. It's fucking complete marketing gobbledygook. We're getting an amount of Texas Tough, by the way. This is Juicy Wicks Quick Wicks. Oh, this is original Juicy Wicks. I don't want to use original Juicy Wicks. That's not what I want to use. Original Juicy Wicks is fantastic for RTAs and the like. But what I want is the Quick Wicks Juicy Wicks. This is the new stuff that is a combination of the spongy cotton bacon style stuff and the Quick Wicks, which is amazing. There's a comment. Yeah, buy clippers by the 5-pack. The entire industry is completely plagued by shit clippers. It's true. We're all victims. You find a pair, it's a good one. You find another pair, it's a bad one. I mean, it's just nightmare. All right, so we're just taking off a pre-cut amount. I'm not using this whole amount. I could probably use that in a 5mm coil. Take just a little more than half. This is a little bit more than a 3mm coil, so it's a little bit large. And I think that the size of the holes in the side here are going to be fine, though. So what we have is enough air going through here. It's going to go straight down. Watch this. It's not going to be tough. Since I believe I have the inside diameter right. Yeah. So let's take some. I don't have anything handy. What should I put in here? Some Eaton Mess from Van Gogh Vapes. Thanks again to Van Gogh Vapes for making sure that we always have e-liquid to be able to test all these jillions and jillions and jillions of tanks. Don't forget to use the code JuicyJonesHQ because you get 15% off the already pretty decent Canadian prices. The price of premium e-liquid. I'm just getting this a little bit wet. going up both sides. I'm going to straight up cut it. Not going to be complicated. I think part of how well this is going to work for you or not is getting the density of this right. So I didn't use quite half of that pre-made piece of Texas tough cotton. And my philosophy is that you have to have as little cotton as possible to make sure that you fill up the holes at the bottom, but that you're not obstructing them completely. You cannot obstruct them completely, because if no air can come up and exchange with this, then it simply won't work, right? So really all I'm doing here is guiding this in here, and in a second I'm going to chop this after we put the dome on. All I'm doing now is making sure it doesn't go in the threads. It's so easy to get this crap in the threads. So easy. So all I'm doing is I'm pushing and pulling on the sides, oops, to get that thing inside there. And I believe that we are inside the threads. And now I'm doing the exact same thing on the other side. Except I'm going to switch tools to my tweezers. Yeah. When you're doing your wicking, really all you have to do is make sure that these things stay oriented. They go up and down, up inside here. And then we're going to cut this pretty short. I have to cut this one a little longer because of the flawed design. Because this is not going to be a high wattage vape, it's going to be like a tasty, relatively high ramp up time vape. There we go. That's going to work. So I'm going to take these, cut that. Yeah. Oh, I got stuff all over the side of the mod. How awful is that? Now we're going to hope that post in the middle will bring e-liquid up into this thing. I hate these designs with that thing raised up. It makes no sense. No sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. The cotton is the slowest part of this entire process. The cotton is there as a plug to plug that hole, and you let gravity and air pressure and kinetic energy do the rest of the work. This defeats the whole purpose of that. Cotton is not a bunch of little straws that suck up your e-liquid. That's not how capillary action works. Okay, we're ready to vape on this. We never tested the coils again. All right, here we go. Wah. That isn't actually a lot of juice in the mod. It just never got put away here. I didn't wipe it off strategically. It was what was in the cotton that I let go on the side like Goldilocks. In fact, it's laying there on the counter or on the desk right now. There we go. Pro tip, guys, when you're testing tanks, don't fill them up all the way. But we have to fill them up past the critical point of the capillary action working with air pressure, which is at least that far. This is not a good design. I mean, it's a good design if you want it to look cool this year, but it's not a good design for actually working. But the reason it works is tolerances. So that's good. I wish that were a little bit easier to press on. Like, I don't find that particularly easy to close myself. Maybe some of you guys would. Yeah, there we go. If you really push here, it's good. But not quite sure. I'm Eli Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters. We're building on the Cthulhu Hastur MTL RTA, and we're going to open up the Squonk Genius in just a minute. Hope you guys have some tea. Lots of caffeine. So it looks pretty good. We got about 0.17, so it's going to be probably, 75 watts. Not even, maybe 65. I'm not even really going yet. Oh, immediately the flavor on this is so much better than the old MTL RTA. Much better. The clearance on the side of the tank is still too much for me. I wish they would just build this thing in 22. Why not just build it in 22 millimeter? if you're going to build the interior chamber to 22 millimeter and you're going to defeat the purpose of the science. Flavor is excellent. You got to love Dan's coils. I'm going to turn down the wattage to about 50 and see what happens. I went to 45. All right. Because these are free. These have no ramp up time. It is shocking. No ramp up time. At 48 watts. Wow, can I go lower? This is really good. Here's 30 watts. 32 watts. With high nick, that would be excellent. I have slightly low nick in this right now. I believe 1.5. No, it's 3. Wow, that's really good. Wow, this thing is cool. So let's take another close-up look at it, shall we? Check that thing out. Yeah. There's too much space between the outside and the dome here. They should just make this 22 millimeters, or they should increase the size of the deck. Or they should drop the deck all the way to the bottom. I say drop the deck all the way to the bottom, make it an inclined thing inside the threads, and you're done. I mean, I could... Thing is, we don't need another RTA. I keep on getting this on my fingers, and so I keep on transferring it back to the mod. So I'm going to squeeze a whole mess of this eaten mess in here, and we're going to vape on this while we open up Squonk Genius. I don't have tons of time. Oh, there we go. Gonna put the lid on. My eaten mess. And the Squonk Genius is pretty cool. Let's close this thing back up and start vaping. Oh my goodness, man! Once you've put some e-liquid in there, that thing spins on a dime. So it's totally easy once you put some e-liquid in there. How are we doing there? Looks like the captain is not waterproof, as you found out when his little girl put his in the bath. Oh, Stephen Waddell, that's awful. Thank you for telling me that. I think I knew that. But I'm just glad that your batteries didn't blow up. Oh, you lost cordless phones, too. Yeah, you shouldn't be letting her vape. I believe that's against the TPD. I was kidding. Stephen's a responsible father. So, that's 32 watts. I'm going to go back up to 45. Excuse me. Flavor's out of this world. Watts are low. That's going to be a battery sipper. It still doesn't... I can see that since we're working on gravity and air pressure are still at work here, and so it is actually working inside there. But the problem is that, like I said, mark my words, that no matter what, you're going to end up having trouble when you get to the top here, and you've lost the benefit of the gravity and air pressure that you get. Now, it might be that well, we'll see. I won't know more until it's emptier or two, but when that gets to the bottom, I despair for how that's just going to have dead juice sitting in there. Just dead juice. But I'll just keep filling it up. For now, it certainly tastes good. Taste is out of this world on this thing. It's really good. Really much, much better than the MTL RTA, the original one from a year ago. It's been almost exactly 12 months. Or 11, 10, 11 months. I'm just really impressed, Cthulhu. Good job. Flavor is out of the world with this. These things are only about... Actually, these are not expensive. I sourced these at 3F for you guys. There's a link in the bio down there. And they're only about $25 for the stainless steel one. And they are about $27, I think, for the black one. So pretty good price. These are pretty good. Thanks, Cthulhu. Thanks for a pretty good RTA. Taste is good. Okay, let's talk squonk. Squonk talk. Squonk talk. Squonk talk. Check this out. This is the Squonk Genius from Cthulhu. This is a little ditty that lets you take anything, any mod, and make it into a squonker. So it's pretty cool. It has a little instruction manual and a thing saying that if you verify the authenticity of it, they'll give you an extra 3 months warranty. Cool. Or an extra 15-month warranty. Oh, that's pretty good. I like Cthulhu. They're pretty focused on innovating. I like the fact that they try different things. They don't always hit it out of the park. I thought the Ceto was pretty bad, but I do give them credit. They try different stuff. Squonk on every mod. That's it right there. The user manual, it says, look, stick your Ceto on top of this and it'll squonk. Fill it up this way, and there it is. So that's all they tell you. It's literally not quite enough instruction. They don't tell you how to fully disassemble it, but here it is. And it comes with some goodies. This is an extra bottle for the inside in case you want blue. And there are some extra O-rings and stuff that are in there. So that is pretty cool. Let me just get some of these dirty cotton ends off of here. Some of the ones we're not going to use. So yeah, look at that. Now, it's basically just a tall tank on its own, right? I mean, this is just basically a juice bottle with a soft, super soft bottle inside and a cap that you take this off, by the way, so you guys can see. And the inside, you just put your RTA on there. You can see the squonk pin extends from inside there. You mash on this, it comes up through there. You fill directly on the top, and there's two O-rings here. I have my B2K, my BB Vapes B2K sitting right here all ready for this. And you'll see that, you know, even with the B2K, it's especially well matched because the B2K has its own O-ring there under the beauty cap. And if you like, you can make a pretty good seal by just sitting this thing on here. I personally like the beauty cap on the B2K, but that does look really good. And I've got the extra spacer ring on there. So that is cool right there. And let me see, I don't know if I can get this thing apart. I think it unscrews, but my hands might be too wet with stuff for this to work. Oh, nope, it's coming right apart. There we go. So this unscrews on the bottom. This is on the 510 side, and it's coming right off. And I can feel that there is the long 510. I should have taken this apart. I had it in the 510 or in the ultrasonic, and I didn't actually know that I could take it apart back then, but I do now see that I can do that. And it has an O-ring here. And I presume that the top comes off as well. This is not easy. But as you can see, you could take this out by unscrewing the top and putting in that little blue bottle instead of this white bottle. So there's your choice. That's pretty cool. The quote bottle, end quote, is just our little rubber gasket, really, that you install on the inside of this thing. So I'm going to keep it white because I dig it. Let's see, Jeremy Fuchs says that David Cthulhu says that they tested and found 0.07 volt drop. That sounds good. Yeah, I tested this a little bit last night and I did not have too much of a problem. Let's see, tea time. This is number 345, the Squonk Genius. I thought this thing was pretty silly at first, but now I've a little bit changed my tune after just overnight with it. I've got a battery in here. Let's see what the charge is on this. Let me make sure I've got a fresh one. I'll just check the will let me. Okay, this one's at 4.15. So we'll grab this, put on the Squonk Genius, cruise right down on top of the Ultra Coils mech, and then I'll take my beauty ring back because I want to use it because it looks so awesome on my B2K. Hey, Mike Buryanek, great to see you. And here we go. Yep, that's it. And does it work? Am I getting current through there? Doesn't look like it, does it? B2K is so pretty. Huh. Not right this second, it's not. Let me try this. I think it's certainly because I took it apart and probably didn't assemble it correctly. Not yet. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is disassemble it, reassemble it. Yeah, I think I didn't screw that 510 back in there sufficiently, because look at that, it came right out, didn't it? Without even coming off the bottom. So let me grab this thing off here, and then put this thing back together real good. Because that is the actual 510 itself that comes up inside there. And it needs to make connections through that little thing right there, and it's got to come up. So I know I need to get all the thread in there that I can. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think I've got slightly more. Sammy Jo says she caught her cotton on fire. You got to be careful there, girl. It's easy to forget. Okay, let's see if it works. What's going on? Is it working? Oh, it wasn't all the way screwed. Huh. Well, it's strange. It was working last night. I was testing this with Brady. We're having troubles here all together. My 510 on here is looking pretty okay. I'm going to screw it down even more just to make sure it's fully connected. It's the Squonk 510. Screwing it down. I got nothing. What about y'all? Okay. So we'll take off the beauty ring, because maybe there's just a simple distance thing. It's always possible. I was using this last night, but I think I was using the beauty ring. I frankly don't remember. I may not have been. Yeah, listen, it's working fine. So I was just having a 510 connection problem because the beauty ring was adding a little bit too much length. So that's it, y'all. And what I like about this is that to fill it up, you just pour some e-liquid in here, and it holds 7.1 mils. It costs about $27. There should be a link for this down in the description for this one as well. Although, did I forget? Possibly. I dig these. I think they're pretty cool. Oh, if you click on the on sale at 3F Vape link, it will take you to the other one. You can find the Squonk Genius in there. So we're going to fill this up with some e-liquid. What flavor should we use here? Let's use Belgian waffles. Oh, we do. Is squeeze. I always ruin this angle because I'm staring at the camera instead of staring at my hands. Sorry about hitting that thing. It is holding a lot of e-liquid. And this will be cool on drives to work. It doesn't have to be an unregulated mod either, although that makes the most sense too. This will also work on any kind of regulated mod or whatever. It's kind of tall, and I'll show you guys a size comparison too. Just squeezing. Okay, there we are. So we have achieved fullness. In the fullness of time. Can't wait to vape some more Dan's coils here on the Hastur. And all we do is screw this down. And we're good to go. Sealed, apparently. And this is a really soft little button. Oh boy, you barely have to touch it. Holy shit. Yeah, you barely have to touch that. That's way too much e-liquid in there right now. But how cool is that? How cool. Yeah, that is pretty cool. So today we looked at the Cthulhumod Hastur MTL RTA, and this thing, we put some of Dan's coils in it. They're really awesome. The flavor is good on this thing. I think that the design is actually ridiculous. Raising this thing up and then putting a tiny chamber inside this thing so far away from the glass just makes no sense. The tiny chamber is fine, but just make it smaller and then drop it to the deck and then call it the Conqueror Mini. But the flavor is great on this. The reducers that reduce the airflow on them are fantastic. I've got it full open now, but we're going to do more builds, and you're going to see me with some 24 and some other stuff, and that's cool. And we also opened up the Squonk Genius, which is this amazing little thing that lets you turn any Squonk RTA into a portable thing that can go in any mod. Oh, I've got it stuck on the I've got it stuck on there right now. How am I going to get that off? Nice job, Jones. So this thing is really cool. All we have to do now, there we go. I'll show you this thing compared to a TFV 12. So if you think this thing is big, don't tell me this thing is big, because look, the TFV 12 is larger by quite a bit with the drip tip on. So in case you were wondering, this thing isn't that big, actually. Isn't that funny? There's a TFV 12. Without the drip tip, they're approximately the same. Just a little bit taller with the B2K. Now, your RDAs might be tall. Like, if you're using something super tall, like this silly thing, it'll be even bigger. But let's take a regular RDA and find this thing. Or I'll take a regular mod and put it on there. Like, for example, we'll put it on the Aegis, or on the Skystar. Skystar. And look at this hilarious setup. There you go. We do not want to be at 102 watts. Definitely not. Aren't you registering? Yeah. Yeah. No air. And there you go. Now you can squonk. Now, I would watch out for your pocket, though. I wouldn't put this in your pocket, because if you touch this thing and it's full, it's going to squirt juice out everywhere. But it's not any bigger than, it's not any big, why not 102? Because this is just a little 0.33 single coil in here. This is not the Hastur MTL. This thing I can go at 45 watts. Yeah. For those of you who are wondering how tall it is, here is my Typhoon GT2. So it's a little bit taller than my Typhoon GT2 with the B2K on it. And it is a little bit shorter than my TFV 12 with its drip tip on it. I'm absolutely in love with this thing. Dan, your coils are great. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Now, what did we decide about doing a giveaway? So for a giveaway, so it would leak that to TFV 12? I'm not sure. So for the giveaway, let's give away another Cthulhu Hastur MTL RTA. This one's stainless steel, and we'll give it away in a couple of weeks. And on the replay, unfortunately, I can't give one away on the live show, but in the replay, if you're watching this, then type in Cthulhumod Rocks Juicy Jones HQ. Write that in the comments. Cthulhumod Rocks Juicy Jones HQ in the comments down there after the replay. So don't you guys forget, make sure you're subscribed. Click on like and subscribe. When the video posts, it'll give you a notice saying that it's posted. Come back, make the comment, Cthulhumod Rocks Juicy Jones HQ. I love all you guys. I want to thank Cthulhumod again. I want to thank Van Gogh Vapes again. I want to thank all of you again. You guys are great. I got to get out of here and get to work. And make sure you check out the links in the description. Join us on Discord. Try to use those links if you can. They're affiliate links, so that's a good thing. You help to support the channel. And I love all you guys. Thanks so much. Let's get out of here. Yum. Thank you.